saying that, most people are somewhere around the middle or give or take one or two standard deviations. And then you've got extremes on other ends. And I'm starting to believe that that is also true of agency. And it's true of critical thinking capacity. And it's true of just everything, not just the obvious things like, people will talk about IQ, or they'll talk about height, or they'll talk about physical strength, or creativity, these types of things. People kind of recognize that there's a bell curve on these. But I think it's true of virtually every single trait. And I think that there are people who have a very high capacity to be highly critical thinking, and who have a very high capacity to, people who have a lot of agency. And if someone is high agency, then essentially what I mean by that is they have an internal locus of control, and they believe that they are essentially in charge of their decision making. They believe that they have free will, or certainly at least a strong illusion of it, and they can make decisions day to day that are going to affect their outcome. They're happy to own their wins and own their losses. They don't tend to think that they're just they're just a cog in the machine of society, culture, politics, the economy, and it's just kind of blowing wherever the wind takes them. So there's super high agency people. And then on the other end, there's an extreme low end of that, where people, not only do they behave in that way, but they also truly don't believe that they're in charge of their own lives. And they tend to, here's another thing I've noticed is, I think that whether someone is high agency or low agency or somewhere in the middle, people tend to assume everyone else is the same. Okay. So I know you're a high agency person, despite the fact I've only spoken to you for a couple minutes. I know you're going to be on the higher end of agency. I'm a high agency person. So even by you asking